So hello everyone, I am Rosaline Arlaniba, and now I will discuss to you about the information processing. Information processing is a cognitive theoretical framework that focuses on how knowledge enters and is stored in and is retrieved from our memory. So it is one of the most significant cognitive theories in the last century, and it has strong implications on the teaching learning process. Abstraction or generalization. So information processing theory relating how the mind and the computer work is a powerful analogy. The terms used in the information processing theory or IPT extend this analogy. In fact, those who program and design computers aim to make computers solve problems through processes similar to that of the human mind. So cognitive psychologists believe that cognitive processes influence the nature of what is learned. They consider learning as largely an internal process, not an external behavior change, as behaviorist theorists thought. They look into how we receive, perceive, store, and retrieve information. They believe that how a person thinks about the interprets what he or she receives shapes what she will learn. So all these notions comprise what is called the information processing theory. IPT describes how the learner receives information, stimuli from the environment through the senses, and what takes place in between determines whether the information will continue to pass through the sensory register, that the short-term memory and the long-term memory. Certain factors would also determine whether the information will be retrieved or remembered when the learner needs. So let us go into the details. So we first consider the types of knowledge that the learner may receive. The types of knowledge. First, general versus specific. So this involves whether the knowledge is useful in many tasks or only in one. Second, declarative. So this refers to factual knowledge. They relate to the nature of how things are. They may be in the form of a word or an image. Like for examples are your name, address, a nursery rhyme, the definition of IPT, or even the face of your crush. So number 3 is procedural. This includes knowledge on how to do things. For example, include making a lesson plan, baking a cake, or getting the least common denominator. Fourth, episodic. This includes memories of life events, like your high school graduation. And lastly, conditional. This is about knowing when and why to apply declarative or procedural strategies. So here we have stages in the information processing theory. The stages of IPT involve the functioning of the senses, sensory register, short-term memory, and the long-term memory. Basically, IPT asserts 3 primary stages in the progression of external information becoming incorporated into the internal cognitive structure of choice, schema, concept, script, frame, and mental model, and etc. So these 3 primary stages in IPT are: first, encoding. Information is sensed, perceived, and attended to. Second, storage. The information is stored for either a brief or extended period of time, depending upon the processes following encoding. And last, retrieval. The information is brought back at the appropriate time and reactivated for the use on a current task, the true measure of effective memory. So what made IPT plausible is the notion that cognitive processes could be described in a stage-like model. The stages to processing follow a trail along which information is taken into the memory system and brought back or recalled when needed. Most theories of information processing revolve around the three main stages in the memory processes. Sensory register. The first step in the IP model holds all sensory information for a very brief time. First, capacity. Capacity, our mind receives a great amount of information, but it is more than what our minds can hold or perceive. Second, duration. Duration, the second register, only holds the information for an extremely brief period in the order of 1 to 3 seconds. So last, 3 is a difference in duration based on modality. Auditory memory is more persistent than visual. And that's all. Thank you.